Wisconsin has a long tradition of investing in great public schools. Children all around the state deserve the same chance for a quality public education. No matter where they live, they should have the same opportunities and chance to succeed. Meet Jack and Abby. Jack lives in a small rural community, and Abby lives in a large suburb. Jack and Abby's public school experience is a lot different because of where they live and the way the funding system is set up. For instance, in Jack's case, it can be unrealistic to hire a teacher for an elective course that only a handful of students might take. Whereas in Abby's case, a large suburb, chances are there's enough student interest to justify the cost. Jack and Abby should have the same educational opportunities regardless of where they live. However, the current funding system makes that difficult. The current funding system is based on an outdated one-size-fits-all approach. In 1993, lawmakers put a revenue cap in place. It's an annual limit on the increase in the amount of money spent per student. The idea was to temporarily control property taxes, but became permanent in 1995. The cap doesn't let local communities decide what they need. There are other problems too. The law treats all students like they cost the same to educate, but not all children cost the same to teach. Public schools take all children, and children have different needs. It just doesn't make sense to have the same increase per student. Financially disadvantaged students, special needs students, and students who are not proficient in English can cost more to educate than the cap allows. Another reason it's not working is because it's strictly based on enrollment. The amount that can be spent is a function of student enrollment and the yearly allowed increase. So what does this mean? Well, here's an example. A family of four's household bills don't go down by 25% when one family member moves out. The mortgage, insurance, and maintenance stay the same, yet Wisconsin's school funding formula assumes all these costs decline. The current system actually punishes schools that have decreased enrollment, and 60% of districts report declining enrollment. When a child moves out of the district, that district loses the money that is attached to that child, even though the cost to the district for things like heating and insurance stay the same. So, enrollment changes can place big financial stress on the whole district. Growing districts can suffer too, as more students lead to overcrowded buildings and the need for additional staff and supplies. The bottom line, it's a real challenge for districts to respond to sudden fluctuations, and that challenge forces many districts to make harmful cuts or introduce a referendum. Additionally, the current system is stuck in the 90s and doesn't acknowledge the fact that our society and student population is drastically changing. Wisconsin's student population has changed from the 1990s, as evidenced by these charts. Many of today's students require more services. Some, such as special education, are mandated by law. For example, from 1990 to 2009, Wisconsin saw an almost 300% increase in the number of English language learners. Here again, the current school funding laws don't provide the flexibility to meet the needs of our students or our schools. Because of these flaws in the system, school districts are forced to make hard choices. Critics say schools should adjust their budgets, and they have, but they have to cover increases in one area at the expense of others. This causes reductions in many areas like maintenance or technology, and elimination of many subjects like art, music, foreign languages, business and vocational technical education. The bottom line is our current school funding formula can't handle the needs of our schools, and it's threatening our state's long-standing tradition of quality public schools. After 16 years of CAP funding, a group of educators, parents, and community leaders have joined forces to create the School Finance Network, or SFN. They've been meeting since 2007 with the goal of finding a better way to fund public schools. The coalition partners want lawmakers to look at alternate funding options that will improve the public education system while still providing tax relief for homeowners. SFN's plans build on the existing system, yet better recognizes the real cost of today's education and targets funds where they're needed most. Remember the flaws talked about earlier? The costs that were growing and crowding out others will get their own targeted funding. The new funds target specific programs with proven results and outcomes. This removes the pressure on the other programs. The SFN plan acknowledges changing student needs and therefore introduces a combination of new and improved categorical aid, including new aid for children in poverty. At the end of the day, we're all responsible for Wisconsin's future. The School Finance Network believes there's a better way to fund Wisconsin's public schools. Visit our website at www.sfnwisconsin.org to learn more and become involved in shaping Wisconsin's future.